Hey, what's up? My name is Avik. Today we're going to review The Greatest Showman. I've got mixed feelings about this movie. I was entertained by it. I mean, the reason you like a movie has a lot to do with many things. It has to do with the director, it may have to do with the actors, it may have to do with the story, the setting, whatever it is. There are many different reasons why you like a movie. Hugh Jackman, obviously, is a big star, but Michelle Williams is also in it. And Michelle Williams is lovely in every single movie I've ever seen her in. Frankly, I think she should be in a lot more movies. And also, the fact that the director, Michael Gracie, this is his first movie. That played a huge part in my liking this movie while I was watching it. I was thinking, this is a first-time director working with Hugh Jackman, Michelle Williams, and this circus troupe thing, and this guy's, it's not a film shot in a room. Even Steven Soderbergh's first movie is like sex lies and videotape. It's and stuff happening in rooms, right? And this guy makes his first movie with Hugh Jackman and Michelle Williams and trapeze artists. So obviously I was very impressed while I was watching the movie, and I thought, yeah, I like it. I feel like a 7.5. But while the movie's going on, there are other things in my head. Okay, the story is about P.T. Barnum. I mean, I didn't know anything about P.T. Barnum. I didn't know who this guy was. I understand that there's a Barnum and Bailey circus, so I assumed P.T. Barnum is from this Barnum and Bailey thing, which I don't think exists anymore because nobody goes to see the circus anymore, so I think they closed down their company, something I'm not sure. What I do know is the things that they were showing in this movie cannot be real. Because I was a little shocked when I was watching this. So maybe this is a spoiler. This is an American story. So this guy is born in the gutter. And he's so poor, he's stealing bread from the bread store and running away. And there's this woman who helps him with an apple and saves the day for him. And he falls in love with the richest girl in town, the girl who lives in the mansion on the hill. And she also likes him. And then she waits until he becomes an adult. She waits for him all these years, the richest girl in town, to take the hand of the poorest boy. And she goes off with him, leaving her riches. And you're thinking, while you're watching the movie, this cannot be real. This is like a fairy tale. This is like somebody's weird fantasy. This cannot be true. But you're thinking, well, P.T. Barnum is a real guy. So this woman that he married who the hell is she? Is this person really wealthy, and was P.T. Barnum really poor, or what's going on here? And so from the very beginning, you have your seeds of doubt in what you're watching, and you're thinking, this is a very nice man, this P.T. Barnum. But how nice can such a person be, really, who takes short people and fat people and women who may have a lot of facial hair and anybody who looks different from anybody else? He gets these people together and forms a circus. How nice of a person can this person really be? I mean, he's not going to a dwarf and saying, hey, let me help you. Let me make you a shorter stairs. No, he's saying, hey, come with me. We'll parade you around and I will make money. This is the guy we're talking about. And they're making him out to be a freaking saint. So throughout the movie, you were like, well, I'm not sure I really believe this, but this seems like a good story, and I understand that P.T. Barnum was a real character. But once I'm done with the movie, I Googled this guy. And that's when I find out that this guy is a despicable character. He had a woman, in real life, P.T. Barnum had a woman who was blind, and he paraded her around as the slave of George Washington, a 160-year-old slave of George Washington. And she was really a blind black woman, and he paraded her around as George Washington's slave. The dwarf guy was actually his cousin, his 4-year-old cousin, not a 22-year-old dwarf stranger. And so when you find out about these things and you're thinking, well, if I made a movie about a really horrible person, I mean, maybe not so horrible. I mean, we are all horrible. From somebody else's perspective, we do horrible things. I've done horrible things. I don't know, how horrible this guy is, but if you're gonna make a movie about a guy who's flawed, I mean, it's a musical. It's not really supposed to be a serious movie, I suppose. Once I found out about this guy, what this guy's really like, I didn't feel like a 7.5 anymore. I felt more like a 6.5. So I understand that from a pure entertainment value, the movie was a 7.5 for me when I was watching it. But when I found out more about the character P.T. Barnum, and I thought, well, this is just a made-up movie. They could have made up about anybody, but they used P.T. Barnum, to sell the movie, to say, hey, this is a true story about love and life and death and prejudice and whatever. But once I found out about the real P.T. Barnum, I felt like more of a 6.5. So I'm going to average how I really feel about the movie, a 6.5, to how I felt about the movie when I was watching it, a 7.5. I'm going to average it out. I'm going to say it's a 7. Am I not merciful?